stand in line to face the music and speak with these hands of mine like a pantomime. You on his team and plan to shine, you probably stab his spine. You watch who you stand in front of, you watch who you stand behind.
The bullets protect you. They'll get everybody you play, but that chopper pick niggas up with no warning. It's a slave ship.
He walk in the parking lot, leaving the party feeling shake. Bad boys too. You know when Marcus' daughter finna date, I meet Reggie at the door and put a 40 in his face.
Hello. Welcome back to the Speaking Our Language show. And I have one of my favorite guests. No disrespect to the other guests that I have on the show, but this guy right here, one of the best new analysts, bloggers, whatever you want to call it, doing it right now, fresh off of the Cody Pandle. JSmo, how you feeling?
Feeling good, Lang. You know what I'm saying? Love being here. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who don't know, especially coming up as newer media, me and Lang always bouncing ideas back and forth. I have so much respect for this man, everything that he does. Congratulations to you as well at your second time appearing on the Cody Pandle.
Man.
It was really an honor to be up there with you, brother. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? A lot of respect for this channel. It's always a pleasure to be here, man.
Not for sure. We wanted to take a small detour and congratulate the winner of Champion of the Year for 2022, Rum Nitty. And in doing so, we are going to do one of the hardest tasks of anything, and that's top 5 rounds in Nitty's career. Last time I did top 5 Tay-Rock's second rounds. This time I opened up the whole spectrum and just did rounds for Rum Nitty, which is crazy to do, but we tasked ourselves with it just to give him his flowers, for winning Champion of the Year. Yeah, man, let's just start it off. What do you have at number 5?
So at the number 5 spot, one of his more known battles, one of his more prestigious battles, I do have his first versus Iron Solomon.
Oh, leave a nigga leaking for intervening. I leave a nigga leaking for intervening. While your people be penny pinching, mine nickel squeezing. I kill him easy. Like yo people be penny pinching, mine nickel squeezing, I kill them easy. I've been jonesing to give her jewels on cam, I really mean it.
Pretty standard, in terms of the great Nitty rounds. It's probably mentioned for most people in the top 3 or 4. I feel like there's some other rounds where the in-between writing and maybe like round length, just getting more good material out, just beats it out. But in terms of just pure punching, proper writing from the beginning with the Monopoly pieces, just all throughout, back to back, the entire round, smoked against the animal and cattle Brandon. It's really one of his best showcases.
Along with like the space scheme, fifth my son like Jupiter. If they take this from Mars, put a Mercury tip in them, either stop it or have him planting bodies, little shop of horror. Like, yeah, he was crazy. Ray Allen, stay wildin', been too off the chain like a keep to leave. Like, oh my god, there's a reason why it's a classic.
Good too. I think his third is honestly, most people forget. I think his third damn near is right up there with his first.
His third is crazy.
Chambers bar, but if I did have to look at it, what I'm saying, there's a little more impact to this one. More of the most quoted bars I think from Nitty in this battle do come from that first round. So I just think it's a good placeholder at the 5 spot.
For sure. For me, I actually have one of his rounds before the Iron Solomon battle, which could have been a kind of foreshadowing of his greatness going into that battle. I have his second against DNA.
Bitches, I hate you bitches. If I catch a player slipping 100 in the clip, you getting 80, D. Pay attention, listen. Bring burners through 100 shots. Get the whole scene served in groups. You should get me versus Mook. Cause if you can get rid of DNA, you could probably beat murder too. I swear Magic in your life. Gave you a spirit flight. You lost to Jerry Hellabad. That nigga killed Eric, right?
Just a little backdrop of that performance. that was right after him battling JC on SM, right? He felt like that was a clear loss for him. That was when JC was on his run or whatever. I think that Nitty's material actually ages really, really well in that battle. But I just think
Still
that
clear
JC,
loss, but definitely
but I still think that JC clearly won that battle. JC just ascended to another level, and it happens. You know what I'm saying? Rum Nitty came in with something to prove against DNA. DNA was actually pretty solid in the battle. It's just that Rum Nitty was just relentless. His second round, you're getting ADD, pay attention, travel everywhere with the handle like and one. Soon as the kid got out, he got depressed, postpartum. You should book me versus Mook. If I can get rid of DNA, I can probably beat Murder too.
A little foreshadowing, man. You know,
I'm about to say,
it's crazy how things come full circle.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy that because that is a great round, probably from one of the more dominant wins. You know what I'm saying? That people would think of. They think of dominant wins in Nitty's career, but it's crazy to have that haymaker on Mook. You know, we're here a few years after the fact. You see it shaking up. So for number 5.
Yeah, for sure. What do you have at number 4? Those are the best way to start it off. Those are 2 amazing rounds.
Yeah,
That's probably top of anybody else's round, anybody else's list. So what do you have at number 4?
Absolutely. Well, at number 4, I have the first induction of, you know what I'm saying, Nitty became known for, especially a period of time, for some crazy seconds. So I'm going to have a few second rounds to talk about, as I'm sure you are too. But at number 4, I do have his second round versus T-Top.
I slide with the sweeper like a breaking move. And I'll walk up on top, popping, breaking 2. Cool, but I split your shit. Serious, YNW Melly. Not the one to get too friendly with. I pull up. I pull up, palming a pistol. Try and body a nigga. Right outside the top spot, like an honorable mention. I knock at the door.
Great underrated battle, underrated event. People don't like Resolution. I always like to say I really like the first Resolution, man. And this is one of those great battles where just after the first, had a very good first. I feel like, as well as a lot of people do, he clearly wins the first. Top, obviously, in the third has his incredible round. And one of the other biggest things that's talked about in this battle is Nitty's second round. Just reference after reference that hits right outside the top spot, like an honorable mention. We black top with 2Ks shooting at the park. The park flip, everything that goes into that. Stop, popping, break into. He's even gotten his performance bag. Really one of the more all-around great Nitty performances, a great big stage performance at that. Because I know there's still little tricklets out there, people that don't talk about his, say he might have a lackluster big stage resume. So big stage battle, great round against a great opponent. And that's what makes it number 4 for me.
Yeah, no, I think his second round versus T-Top, which is on my list a little bit higher, but I think his second round versus T-Top is amazing. I recently rewatched it like a week or so ago, and I did not realize how electrifying that second round was. And I think what was very important about that round was that, or that performance in general, was that he was battling that stigma of not being the best on big stages, right? Because he had the JC performance, he had the Tay-Rock performance. Clips was like an intermediate stage, but even he started off slow in that battle too. This was a situation.
Late, you get an opponent with Clips that's not trying. Like beside.
This is like the first time he was against formidable comp and really, really showed out on a mega stage in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, this is the first time URL was in Atlanta. This was when they was taking that road trip or whatever.
So Cassidy card, so obviously kind of
huge
high value card at that.
Yeah, so that performance in that round in general was very, very important, 100%. It's crazy because we flipped our 4th and 5 or to a degree. Because for me, I have Irons first as my 4th spot.
That was different. That was smart.
That was crazy.
I grabbed the 5th from my son, like Jupiter. Let me word it a little different. I tell my son if he's taken from Mars, then soon as you see this Jew, put a mercury tip in him.
You know what I'm saying? I think that everything that you just mentioned, and I already kind of mentioned the bars there, but alongside that, I think the importance of his first against Iron is the fact that like Iron gave us a good first or whatever, and we know how it goes. Usually when like the underdog of the battle comes out and give you a great first, there might be this thing where like the guy that was like the favorite to win may start off slow and then pick it up. Exactly. And I feel like Iron, I feel like Nitty didn't play no games. He came out and did what he was supposed to do. and from there we kind of knew there was going to be a special battle. Like I feel like that first from Nitty kind of pretty much like signify how special the battle was going to be. You know what I'm saying? Because you see Iron came out with a great first, and then you see him come out with a great first. You're like, oh, okay, we have a fight. So that first round, you know what I'm saying, for Nitty against Iron was just impeccable. We already kind of went through the quotable, so we can get on to the next one. What do you have at number 3?
At number 3, definitely the most recent addition. I do have just flat out Nitty's first versus A Ward.
Hit a punk with a nickel. This is chump change. Fuck a hater. My only target is the paper. It's the gun ring. Turn your bitch into a white widow. It's a bud strain. Gun butt. Whip a horse all in the grill. It's a Mustang. Too much anger. Who's your teammate? Why would you want to play? Try duke it out. And that's the sooner you getting cut today, a wildcat. Split him in half when I bring this razor back. NCAA. I'm gonna talk about guns the whole time and you end up losing your life to these. I'm not for play. If you don't get shot, you still getting dropped today. Go across your head with a wine bottle. Break the glass and leave a Chardonnay.
Some can debate it's recency bias. I do feel like when you get to some of the top Nitty rounds, I mean, they're all just extremely punch heavy rounds. Do you prefer this flip compared to this flip? But I do, when I look at his first, I think that there's more to it than just punches. It's probably some of the most layered writing he's had. The NCAA scheme is one of the biggest examples of elongated scheming that Nitty's ever done, probably in his own personal career. Dump and hold the shells in like a noodle strainer is crazy. Probably maybe the 3rd or 4th most mentioned bar, and it's, to me, that's like top haymaker worthy material. Then Chardonnay, and then all that, it's kind of the spearhead piece of, you know, what kind of ends up deciding him being Cody. You know what I'm saying? A battle of the year pick, definitely one of his biggest achievements. I know you and me had many talks about that. So just a big moment versus another opponent that was at 100, and to show that much clear separation against a good Ward in the first, and the material speaks for itself. For all those reasons, I have it at number 3.
Yeah, no. In the same way that you said that you feel like his third against Iron was really good, I feel like his third versus A Ward is also really good. He has some of my favorite bars. The sliding in the 50 look like a cat skin. I could leave Earth in my sleep like Steve McNair.
Very similar battles in a lot of ways. I'd say Iron versus Nitty's still better, but I always, in a fake way, said Ward Nitty was like, you know, Iron Nitty 2.0, just the way that Ward kind of wraps all around versus the punches, the rounds that they were good in, just funny similarities. Yeah,
for sure. Great addition to the list. For me at number 3, I have the reason why we consider him one of the, you know, the king of the volume.
I'll put you in it for trying to find dirt. Desert and the old western, like wide earth, 9 bursts. Y'all said he was gonna beat me to death? Y'all right. He died first. It's the difference. Hey. I ain't riding with a tail tech. Jack get his shell next. Right. Then I make you an offer drugs. Once you see this 12 step, no way to die. Gunfire, put a bullet in, then blah, in a B. Morin jersey. Gun titles, your man's Hey.
His second versus Twerk, I forget who told me this, but it was like, if there was like a compilation of like the best fight back moments, this would probably be number 1 or number 2. Because he had a great first, like a very underrated first for me, because I think his first round was just so good, but the reaction was like very minuscule. I think it's probably because it is a small room, and on top of that, it's like the tension in the air was kind of there because it was just like a mega matchup.
Much more explosive, you know what I'm saying?
Twerk's much more explosive or whatever. Twerk comes out yelling, hollering, but having great bars. The dunk happened or whatever. He does a strapped in, so everybody's on his side, and then he comes out with the rebuttal, like Spud Webb, and then he comes out with you say you're gonna beat me to death. You're right, he died first, and then Be More in Jersey, like gun titles or whatever. Like he just had a like. It
ain't enough. You're gonna have to rigor mortis. It's gonna be a hard body, a lot of.
I get you an offer drugs,
man.
Once you see this 12 step, like. And it's crazy because that round wasn't even that long. You know what I'm saying? That was probably like a legit 3-minute round, if that, or whatever. Like he was he was firing on all cylinders in that round. And it was a short, compact round, but everything that you want in a round, from the rebuttal, from the performative aspect, from the clever one-liners to like crazy haymakers, from reacting to someone that's in your opponent's background doing a bar for them and they reacting. Like, that was just an amazing round. But that's what happened number 3. And
it actually just for transparency too, for those of you watching, you know what I'm saying, it actually doesn't make my list now, but I think it's a very great pick by Lang. And really, once you get up here, it's all preference. But it's definitely one of those that, although you're not going to see it on my 5, I 100% agree. And it comes down to something I said in the beginning, and you mentioned at the end, like, it's literally just the length of round. I mean, some of these rounds we're talking about are 5 to 6 minutes of great nitty compared to 3 to 4 minutes of great nitty. And that really, those couple bars that we're able to quote more because of the more material is the separating factor. So just wanted to say, I think that, first of all, it's an amazing pick at 3rd. That's really the only reason it probably misses my top 5.
Yeah, for sure. Now we're getting into the runner-up. What do you have at the 2nd spot?
The 2nd spot, which actually for me is my personal favorite nitty round. Although I don't have it at number 1, because I think number 1 objectively is better in a few ways. For me, this is my personal favorite. It is his 2nd round versus Ill Will.
I was up in the hotel. Long rounds for cousin. Big rounds I'm stuffing. They stay ill in the lobby. I grab the nose running. I'm coming down with something. Show you how the ladder work. Pull up with it. Whoever in front get injured. That's the Madden curse. I'll bag you first. Nigga! Let me hit him. Use your dome. Claw pistol whipping, gun butt. The ass sit on his forehead like he Jimi Hendrix. The punchline.
Very famously grabbed the nose coming down with something. Probably the best bar in Nitty's career, one of the best bars, considered one of the best bars in battle rap history. It's just kind of one of those figurehead, maybe his most iconic quotable. But even from there, we talked a little bit on camera, off camera before, we started recording, but the Madden curse bar, incredible. To me, might be just as good. I love the in front danger Madden curse, 357-1 thinking he's Shaq size, Ill 9 to go off, Foxy Brown. It'll just be us naming bars the whole time we do that.
But bird over your face, like,
I could go on and on, man, but in a battle that I think is aged great, I think a lot of that 2016 stuff, well, age is great, which is the advantage of being a writer. You know what I mean? Great battle overall. But that second is really in a really great battle with Will. That was kind of that standout where a lot of people, including myself, I had been a fan of Nitty, but that's when I realized there might be another serious level of talent here, like a real top tier type of talent when he gives a round like that. So for that reason, it is my runner-up spot.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And on top of that, I think that he was one of the few, like, there's a few people that don't beat the classic curse. And what I mean by the classic curse is, like, you have an amazing, great classic battle with one person, and then you have to follow that up with, like, another great battler. And sometimes they've, like, fall short because of the expectation curve, like you mentioned earlier or whatever. But I think he was one of the few people that, like, arguably have, I wouldn't say Ill Will and Nitty's a classic, but it's very close to it. He's one of the few people.
Great battle.
I'm about to say he was one of the few people to not only have a classic battle, but probably match his own performance in the Ill Will battle at the same time. So yeah, I appreciate you mentioning that one as a surgeon. For me, my runner-up spot, you mentioned this round earlier. For me, I actually have his second versus T-Top.
Scary, load the clip and put one up top. I'm ready. Heavy metal, run you off your block if you ever test me. And this'll kick off if the bear return. Devin has to run. Punchlines, took a backseat to performance, I brung it back. Main nigga holding it down, I front the pack. Pistol whip him, just to show you who the top gonna smack black. Fuck is niggas talking about?
A lot of people may think this is a little bit too high, but for me, I think that just the quotables that he had, YMW Melly, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the one to get too friendly with. The Devin Hester, I'm a Chicago Bears fan, so the Devin Hester bar kind of hit home for me. You know what I'm saying? I love the Devin Hester bar. That's the first time I heard that. I'm about to say, you know what I'm saying? And then the pop lock and break into You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of great haymakers, like back to back, outside the top spot, like an honorable mention.
It's a long round. I mean, compared to some of the other Nitty rounds, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely like just has more material. So.
Yeah. And just again, him breaking that stage down in the second round against a T-Top that's known to be super entertaining, that's known to kind of transcend just your regular punchline style or whatever.
Which he did in that battle.
Right, exactly. So yeah, I just think that second round just kind of foreshadowed what's at number one, which we kind of know what we have at number one. But before we get to number one, let's take a small intermission to look at some of the honorable mentions. These were the ones that were very, very close to making it. But when you have someone as great as Nitty, some of these gems just fall short. So we're going to go into the honorable mentions. We'll be back to announce our number one.
I don't play that shit. You don't get 86. I keep the time in the shotgun like the Patriots. I'll show you how this can do. Light a cake, nigga. Make a wish. You Jordan in the flu game. You get the 38 playing sick. I'm just being blunt, trying to see how many this nickel bag. Give me cash. If you don't pay me in this bitch, your lady get a clip. Grab your seed and milk town your baby off a clip. On site, we can get active now. You see a green dot. Back-to-back haymakers in the chain. Sound like T-Top. Said he was gonna smoke me in a small room. I think not, cause I hold the power in the volume. Like a screenshot. Please try. Pulp Fiction. If I whip the piece, your family fucked. Headshot your mom's sister. They gonna have to MOP your auntie up. Hands on what? Baby Lane, like pot killer. Glocks with us. Glocks with us. I feel like I'm not alone with the arm, like Gothica. Blockbender, bang on a op nigga. Trap full of German chops and K SWAT stickers. Whole squad try. Whole squad try.
At number one, I have Rum Nitty versus second versus K-Shine. Overall, just an incredible round. Obviously, I feel like it's an easy pick for both of us. Just in terms of really the level of writing was incredible, and just the pure, what is it, like a 10-minute round or something obscene of that nature. But some of the most iconic quotables that we've ever seen, man. The whole buck stuck in shine, deer in the headlights. Incredible. Maybe his biggest, when you take into account like the size of the room and just the length of reaction, the 22 twos, reasonable doubt, is like his main stage moment for the most part. And then on top of that, it's in a grudge match, man. I think it's really hard for battlers a lot of times to meet up after calling a guy out for years and years. When you look at a battle like Chess and Shine, someone else who called out Shine for a long time, and Chess was good. You know what I'm saying? Chess was very good, but even then, usually people end up on the losing ends. We could go JC Surf on and on and on. He called out Shine, and whether you feel, obviously he did choke in the third, debatable battle either way. You know what I'm saying? I think that would have been clear, but that the onus is on him for messing that up. But what he did in that second round, just being one of the star takeaways from that event overall, there's just a million different ways to come at it, but I just think length of round, impact to his career, and material-wise, for me, this is the easy number one pick.
Yeah, and for me, I also have Shine's his second against Shine. This round is just incredible because it does a lot of things that we just never seen before in battle rap. This is one of the first times that we've seen literally someone become. I think we knew he was top tier. But I feel like literally midway through the second round, everybody was like, "We are witnessing something that we just never seen before." And I think this is one of the first times that like someone had a ground that was so great to where they choked in the third and the crowd was like, no, get it back. Like, no, go ahead. We're going to wait. Like, because it was that great. His momentum was so crazy and his ability to land haymakers back to back to back was just so insane, and the crowd was literally mesmerized to the point where like they're like, nah, we're not gonna boo, we're gonna let you get it back even if you're going through that little robotic glitch that you're doing or whatever. I thought I had it. Hold the tool. like they like, it was just incredible. And then I just remember watching that round live. I remember thinking the first I think that is debatable, but I was like, okay, the momentum may be leaning towards Shine because he went second or whatever. So I'm like, okay, so the second round is going to be very telling.
And a lot of people give Shine that first, rightfully. Yeah. I'm saying I have absolutely no problem with that. Definitely was 1-0 live. So
yeah. And then you get into the second round, which really the momentum was very, very important. But like that second round, man, like this was the first time I saw Shine be like, damn, like how am I gonna follow up this? You know,
It's like a story of the battle type of round where as great as that's a great all around battle from both of those gentlemen. It's one of those that you just look back and like that ends up being the focal point. Like when people say Rum and Shine, they're just like, yo, Nitty second. It's like the first thing everyone
yes, man. Like and then I think another important aspect of that is like I remember watching it live and the round is like super long. And I'm like, okay, he's gonna cut it here. Okay, now haymaker. Okay, he's gonna cut it here. Oh wait, headlights. Okay, no, he's gonna cut it here. And then 22 twos if it's a reasonable doubt. And I'm like, this guy is crazy.
Yeah, I'll be real though. God bless everyone that was in the building, man. I know I would have been tired as hell. I've sat through some 8-minute, 9-minute rounds after a long night at home, man. So it's great to hear a great round, but I know that they were 10 minutes in. Like,
bro, they were like, I'm about to say you're going too crazy. And then and another thing, I'll send this clip to you. 15 Minutes of Fame did this like little behind the scenes clip or like off the side clip where they were recording like some of the professional battle rappers' reaction while he's rapping his second. You see Twerk, Surf, Rock, Hitman, all these guys like literally like flabbergasted by what he's doing in the second round.
I'm saving McDowell's. You really think your dog ready? Machete from the dark side. Skin shine like Keisha off belly. Got the low. And twice, and you're gonna be a rotten dot. And this your death site. Bullet get lodged right there in your chest pipe. A whole buck stuck in shine. Deer in the head like some dead night. Side jaw function, snatching all pies and onions. Tell him if you try him, I'll bust it. Take all the white blood cells, and he won't fight off nothing. You know I'm clapping. Out, piece on his scalp. Knock a nigga down, watch him bleed out his mouth. Ain't no Izzy dead kick. Just keep squeezing him out and bringing him out. Hit him with like 22 tools if it's a reasonable doubt.
Incredible. I think that's easily one of the best rounds in battle rap history, not just in his catalog. So we just want to give him a lot of flowers overall, just like for what he's done, his past year in 2022, what he's done over the course of his career, and what he's done for the trajectory of all the pin heavy, punch heavy people that usually get put into this box of not being able to transcend like that mid tier, low top tier status. I think he's broke that ceiling tenfold, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely, man. On my channel, for a very similar reason, to give flowers to the top 5 Rum Nitty performances. I think doing top 5 Nitty rounds is just good, especially at a time like this where you never know how momentum is going to go in battle rap. So while the man just won, one of the more prestigious individual awards, I think it's a great thing to just go back down that career, that legacy that we've seen, and pick out these are the great spots that all culminate and lead up to someone winning a champion of the year or just becoming one of the better top tier battle rappers in the world. No, you've done it for Rock. A couple other guys know you plan on doing it for. So always love to show support to these battlers and give them flowers for what they've given us. Yeah.
But thank you guys for watching. This is like our one-offs that we do for rounds. I don't know exactly who I'm gonna do for rounds again because, like I said, this is a hard, tedious process. I'm gonna make sure the next candidate is the right candidate for the rounds situation. I might do. Hell, I'm gonna throw a cat out the bag. I'm probably gonna do something like Geechee's third rounds, like top 5 Geechee's third rounds, like something like that. But that's probably later down the line because I have to really do some intensive research on that. But thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to JSmo's channel, JSmoReviews. Plug your stuff really quick.
Yeah, man. At JSmoReviews on Twitter and YouTube. Make it really simple. Follow on both on Twitter, man. Day-to-day stuff, quotes, just talking battle rap. Y'all hit me up anytime just to chop the shit. I just love talking battle rap. And hit me up on the YouTube. Very similar to Malcolm. A lot of historical context stuff and just day-to-day recaps and stuff like that, man. So come holler at me.
All right. Appreciate you as always. This is our Speaking Our Language show. Y'all have a good one.